Hello, thank you for watching this video. In this video, we are going to discuss how do you position yourself as an expert and not a salesperson. You probably know that a buyer will defend against a salesperson. He will have all his defense mechanism up against a salesperson because a salesperson's interest lies for himself. If you position yourself as an expert and the buyer perceive you as an expert, the table turned. Because the interest of an expert lies for the buyer. So regardless you are doing B2C sale, retail sales, B2B sale, whatever kind of sale, you can position yourself as an expert. And that's what we are going to talk about in this video, giving you some pointers on how do you position yourself as an expert to increase your sales. The first tip, don't sell. Yes, you heard me right. Don't sell at all. Because salesperson sell, expert advise. So do I really mean by don't sell at all? No, you sell at the right time. Selling at the wrong time will bomb your sales. So when an average salesperson receives an inquiry, he or she will start to sell, start to persuade the buyer to purchase something. That's going to kill the sale. Don't sell at all. Don't sell until you have reached the right time. When a salesperson receives an inquiry, typically he or she will respond to the question, will give an answer. Don't do that. You are not an information counter. What do you do when you don't sell? And how do you position yourself as an expert if you don't sell? So that leads us to tip number 2, asking intelligent question. So when you receive an inquiry from a buyer, don't answer to the question yet. You are not an information counter, but instead, ask intelligent question. Because by asking intelligent question, you position yourself above the rest. Because the rest will give them a response, will give them an answer, but you ask intelligent question. You are different. In order to ask intelligent question, you must have full grasp of the information of your products, your services, your packages. Because each package, each product will serve a particular group of customers. So you need to know all the different groups of customers you are serving and all the different products or packages that you are offering. All this information has to be at your fingertips. You can start by asking some background about the buyer, or you can start by asking some do you know question. Do you know you can reduce your advertising fee by 50%? Do you know you can cut your operating costs by 20%? Do you know you can increase your sales by another 30%? Or you can ask questions on some insider news that you know that the buyer didn't know. Intelligent questions put you in a position as an expert. With tip number 1, don't sell, and tip number 2, ask intelligent questions. This tip 1 and tip 2 will lead to tip number 3, disrupt the pattern. In fact, tip 1 and 2 is disrupting the pattern of the buyer. And we're going to bring this up another level. Tip number 3, really disrupting the pattern of the buyer. Now, have you been to a retail store and then the store assistant comes to you and say, how may I help you? What's your typical response? Nah, I'm just browsing. Happened to you? Now, interestingly, we know that this will be the response, a predictable response. Now, I'm just looking around. I'm just browsing. And all the store assistants will ask the same question over and over again, despite knowing that this is going to be the response. How come no one changed the question? How come no one trained them to disrupt the mind of the buyer? How come no one teach them something that will help them to increase the sales or increase at least getting a positive response? Here's an example that I could thought of that could disrupt the pattern of a buyer when he walks into a retail store. The retail assistant could say, "Good morning, sir. I know you are just looking around. I'm going to give you some space, but I'm around. I'm over at that corner. If you need some help, just approach me. Thank you very much." Did you see that it disrupts the pattern? Instead of, "Hey, can I help you?" You now know, you already know that he is looking around. You're going to give him some space. And if he needs help, you're always there. And you make the buyer feels good. You are giving him space to look around Because, well, isn't it obvious? 99.9% of the time, this is the answer that a buyer will give. Now, I'm just looking around. So these 3 tips position you differently from the rest of the salesperson. These 3 tips: tip number 1, don't sell. Tip number 2, ask intelligent questions. Tip number 3, disrupt the pattern, will put you in a position of an expert. Thank you for watching this video. Do go out there and be an expert. Oh, and do remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It will really help this channel to grow. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.